Welcome back to the Jetpack Remake. I hope everyone had a great time over the holidays and best of wishes for the new year. Over the break, I took the opportunity to spend some more time with Jetpack. I didn't record it as live like I normally do, instead I sat down with a cup of coffee and started coding. I'm doing the voiceover now to add some colour to the videos and I hope it helps. The first thing I did was create a debug menu. Jetpack consists of 16 rounds numbered, as always, from 0 to 15. It also has a variety of aliens, 8 in total, and 4 spaceships to help you on your journey. As you can see from this table, that's a fair amount of information to maintain. Or is it? Jetpack was written for a simple computer, and so with a few rules we can figure out what's required for each round. We know that there are only 16 rounds, but with some math we can figure out other things. If we take the round number and mod it with 8, we have the alien type because it goes from 0 to 7. See the video in the top right for an explanation of the modulo operator. If we take the round number and mod it with 4, we can check to see if it's 0, and if it is, then the rocket starts the round in pieces. Otherwise, it descends from the upper atmosphere, ready for us to pick up fuel for the onward journey. I create a menu controller script to handle some input, and I've added a label to the screen, press D for debug, so that it kinda helps. This will toggle a panel that shows all the levels in the game as buttons. Now, I just want to point out, if you see a purple block at the bottom of the screen, that's normal. It's going to show you when the next piece of exposition will happen. The buttons are just simple buttons. I'll add a graphic to the background for each alien type, but the text is just going to be there to say like level X. I want a 4x4 grid to show the levels, so I'm going to add a panel to the canvas, and I attach a grid layout component to that, and add the buttons as child elements to child objects to the canvas. Unity does the rest, and it adds all the buttons in the grid. The rest is down to aesthetics, really. It's cell padding and spacing, and for the most part, I spend quite a bit of time just trying to get the spacing right. My first kick of the can is to hard code the buttons in the display. The for loop won't really change. I use a prefab later, but it's going to use a for loop to change the text label on each of the buttons, and add an on-click event handler that's going to call a level load class that I haven't actually written yet. So, I quickly write a level load class so that I can call it from the button click event. It's actually going to be used in a couple of different areas within the game, so I create a static class. This class is going to go through a couple of rewrites because I initially thought about structuring the game with a different scene per alien type. That wasn't actually necessary, as we'll see later in this series. We need a way to maintain state between the levels, so we'll use the player prefs for this purpose. To make it easy to retrieve these values, I'm going to create a struct that will hold all the player prefs that we need. The player score, the lives, any high score, and of course the current round or stage that we're playing on. The load level method will set the appropriate values in the player prefs before loading the next level, and get game state will retrieve those values elsewhere in the code. I use the name of operator to make sure that accessing the player prefs uses consistent naming. I also make them uppercase to distinguish them from regular variables. Now I can go back to the button's on-click event handler and add code to call the level loader. I game a couple of times before realizing that I don't actually have it loading the levels. I mean, it's to be expected really, because I don't have any scenes named Wave X. This is where I have a think about how I want to structure the game. So in the meantime, I decide to add some graphics to the buttons to give myself something to do when I have a think. I start off with the idea that the alien image that represents the level will be part of the button, so I add an image to the existing button. This is where I realise that this is going to be a bit tedious and that a prefab is required. I remove all but one of the buttons and start redesigning it. Once that's done, I drag and drop the button from the scene to the prefabs folder to make it a prefab. I add 3 new fields to the main menu controller: the list of sprites for the graphics, another to reference the prefab menu button, and finally another to reference the panel. When we create an instance of the button, we'll set its parents to be the panel. This is going to automatically add the button to the panel grid. I then transform the for each loop into a for loop. We'll always have 16 buttons, but this time they're going to be created from prefabs. Through the loop, I create the button instance, I change the label and update the image. I don't know it's an issue yet, but that's the wrong thing to do. What's happening here? It's just got the default cloud image. It turns out that the get component image is getting the image component from the button and not from the image component we just added in the previous step. So I decide that having the image backing is probably going to look kind of cool anyway, so I remove the image component from the button and just set the button back. Looks kinda neat. The debug menu is functionally complete. So between now and the next video, I have a change of heart about how I want the game structured, and I mentioned that earlier on in this video, so I change a couple of lines in the level loader, but for now, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. New videos come out on Thursdays. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.